oh, this is trash. Like this person is putting out nothing of substance.
Right.
You know, and I feel like we're in a place and time in the world where people need to see things that have substance.
All right. We're here.
What's
Julius,
up,
you are
everybody?
here. Say what's up to the YouTube fam on the camera right there.
What up?
Welcome. You are my first guest on this podcast. This is the first official episode of the Medina Mania.
The first official cherry popping people.
Yeah, this is actually our second take, and he still wanted to say that, but
you know,
power to him. I have a soundboard which can play sounds. I kind of showed it to you, but this is probably going to be my favorite sound right here. Oh, wait. Sorry. It's the first podcast. You got to give us some grace here.
This is real life.
Let me try it again. This is the sound. Yeah, that's it.
So when I drop them bombs.
Right. But yeah, bro, how you doing? How's life?
Life is good, man. Very busy.
Yeah, you're engaged.
I am.
You recently showed me the video.
Out to Dominique for right now, Johnson.
That's right. You always give shout out to the fiance now. Yes, that's right. That's dope, bro. I just wanted to talk and have a conversation and literally kind of just go through like who you are, and hopefully some questions will arise in that, and it will help encourage the people that are listening and watching.
I like the sound of that.
Yes, sir. So
and congratulations to you on this. This is a big step.
Oh yeah, dude. Like
I told, to be taken lightly. He got the setup. Y'all see the neon lights in the back.
I invested into this. I invested into this as heavy as I could.
Matte black coffee cups, and there's actually liquid in there.
It's not just for the show. There is water in here
when you're doing a lot of talking.
You hear that? Do some sound effects. Yeah, bro. So talk about like how we met, because I have something that I wanted to say if you don't say it, but like talk about how we met and really got close with each other.
Okay. Well, I'm reminded of the college. So,
Cottonwood College.
Yeah, Cottonwood College. Shout out to Pastor Garrett and them. That's where I remember.
Okay.
This meeting.
Right. I think we've met before, like in that context, in that setting. The first like memory I have of you that's ingrained in my mind is you coming up to the office and someone said something, and I was like, or me or someone was like, "Yo, mama does it so and so," and then you said, "Oh, you do your mama jokes
do
here?"
Your mama jokes?
Yeah. Sorry, I did work for a church, and we did do your mama jokes.
We did lots of jokes.
It's real out here, bro. It's real. But like, tell me more about like your background and like how you actually got to Cottonwood. I know you didn't grow up in California, right?
No.
Yeah. So tell me about that a little bit.
I'm from Oklahoma originally. Lived in Ohio for like 10 months before I moved to California. Then I found Cottonwood maybe 5 months after that. Yeah, fast version of the story.
Right.
Yeah.
During this time, like, were you always following Christ, or was there like a certain experience?
No. I was very much in the world before I like really started going to Cottonwood. I was kind of like one toe, a pinky toe in the church, and the rest of my body was in the world. But God. When I look back now, I can see that God had been drawing me to Him that whole time. But it was just some things I needed to, or what I think I needed to figure out.
Right,
so,
I feel that.
I had to kind of go through that journey.
What kind of brought you to California? Where you were?
Okay, so my best friend Elijah, shout out to Elijah. We were gonna start a nonprofit. Like when I first moved there, that was a big dream, pie in the sky, was to start this thing called DYP, which means do your part.
Okay,
and it was like about resourcing people with whatever they needed to like fulfill their dream or fulfill their calling. At the time, we didn't know, but it was really about fulfilling God's calling. Okay. And so, I guess we didn't quite flesh it all out. But
so that kind of never happened?
No. There was a logo. And yeah. There was some it started.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't come into fruition.
Yeah.
But, it's cool because I feel like through that, through getting here, God kind of segued into us kind of realizing what God was actually calling us to individually. Mm-hmm. And then so we just kind of, transitioned into some different things.
Gotcha. Yeah. Talked about a logo. I know you have your own brand, House of Detail.
Y'all follow me on Instagram.
It's at House_of_Detail.
Yes.
I'll throw it up on the YouTube graphic. Talk to me about that, like how that started and like your own brand and where you're at now and where you want to go.
For sure. So House of Detail is basically my personal brand, but I kind of see it's big vision. But when we were in college, they our professors encouraged us. I went to Oklahoma State University, so shout out to Oklahoma and the State University there.
Oklahoma.
Studied graphic design there. But we were encouraged to brand ourselves then, and I don't think I made that name House of Detail until after I graduated.
Okay.
But I feel like it kind of came to me, and that's pretty much, I would say, a creative studio, a creative house, if you will. And since I am a graphic designer, I'm an illustrator, artist, all of that, I just want everything to kind of live under that brand.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sweet, dude. So where do you feel like you're at now with that whole brand thing? Like, are you working on it like hard, or are you kind of just like it's kind of there and I kind of,
I've been super passive for a long time about it, but I don't know if this motivation is because I'm about to get married, that I've been feeling a lot more motivated to
get
really
that side hustle going
into the brand. Yeah. And so a couple of things I want to do is stationery. I got a book that I've been working on for some years. I'm embarrassed to say how long because I ain't really been working on it.
I feel it.
But it's there.
I think I wanted to start a book once, and then I was like, writing. No.
I mean, it's not really just writing. It's more design mixed with encouragement.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So it'll be kind of like a coffee table style book.
Right. Lookbook in a sense.
Yeah. Or like I would imagine people would give this out as graduation gifts, or you give it to your friend because it's just cool, like like those dope little cool books that you just wanted.
Right, I can imagine
table.
Yep. Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, so that, and then I want to do some shirts. I want to do
I think everyone wants you to do some shirts, honestly.
Yeah,
because I buy those. Talk about the stickers. Stickers in the office. You had those printed.
I want to do stickers. I want to do enamel pins. I just got, I just need to get it together.
Yeah.
I need a manager.
Don't we all?
Somebody come manage. If you're a manager out there, you manage brands, slide into my DM, please.
Yeesh, slide into his DM.
But not like that. Not like that. No.
What does this one do?
My fiance.
Oh. Dude, I'm getting used to the soundboard. I don't know which one. I know the top two, but that's all I pretty much know. So I was hoping that one was the bruh. It was. Dude, I love this thing. It costs some money, but I love it.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, he got a nice setup. Shout out to quality. Shout out to doing things with excellence.
I learned that somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I want to talk about House of Detail a little more. What do you have? What's like big picture for this? Like, what's end game? What's some dreams even that you have with that with your own brand, House of Detail?
I would love to be able to just create like merch and different things, like little niche kind of little craft type things where I don't have to work for somebody. I ultimately want that to live as a brand and build and make stuff, and I want it to be in Target, and I want it to be in Hobby Lobbies and, different places like that. So that's kind of big vision, but
yeah.
That's
dope. That's dope, bro. Yeah. So you say you want it to be in Target. How do you think that how do you think that is gonna get there? I feel like that's like that's like a big thing to have your like name brand product, but have that in a Target and like established. Like I remember seeing like certain coffee brands in Target. I'm like, oh, what the heck? That's in Target? That's cool.
It's like once you get to Target, you made it.
You made it if you get to Target. Like you deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's it. That's how you know you made it for real.
Yeah. I mean, I know that they support like artists, you know, and they have different brands. Like I see stationary brands in there all the time, and I'm like, yeah, if they're doing this, I know I can be in here. Mm-hmm. If they're like, I see the examples, like, oh yeah, I would do something like that.
Yeah,
you know, but it's just a matter of time. I need to be more focused. That's for sure.
I feel it. Do you know anyone that's made it like that? Where it's like, oh, they made it into this store, they made it into that store, and that's how you know they're on one. Like other designers, or even like with me, anything really, like any kind of story like that, where it's like, oh, we made it.
I follow a couple of people on IG who have like made it to that level, but I don't know them personally. So, yeah. Maybe I'll be the first.
I feel that. But were you following them before they like made it, or?
One guy, an illustrator that I follow, I can't remember if I was following him before he like really started doing like big labels and big brands, but I've kind of seen his brand just grow and grow and grow.
That's cool.
And it's straight illustration. Like you wouldn't think like, oh yeah, I can have a full career as an illustrator, but yeah, people are out here doing it.
I feel that, bro. Yeah. Just like talking about this, it reminds me of like when I was like in high school. This the kind of like off topic, but kind of on topic, of like remember following Tyler the Creator, and when he was coming up and like hearing his music, and it was like so demonic. It was terrible. I literally worshiped this dude. It was crazy.
Honesty.
But like he didn't know. Like I think the only reason I heard of him was my homie put me onto him, and then I think Kanye tweeted about one of his song Yonkers, and then so he kind of went mainstream. Like his music wasn't even there yet, but like. Yeah, he was doing like little shows and all this other stuff. Not even doing shows really, but I remember following him coming up and just seeing him progress and like, you know, at the VMAs and all this stuff, and me like voting for him like 1,000 times, literally just to see him on the stage, and he won it, and it was,
that's wild.
It was dope. But just like seeing someone and following like their progression to like a point where you feel like they made it, and now he's like, you know, he's like in culture now, and you know,
for sure. I think it's funny how things have changed. Things have changed so much. And I'm not like an old person, but I'm also not a young person. I'm somewhere in the middle. In that middle.
You're a middler.
I'm a middler, yeah. And so I'm 35 to be exact. But
he still goes to young adults though. So
hey, I'm a young adults leader.
Okay. You're right.
I'm there to serve. Serve the children.
Yeah.
Because I love the children.
Amen.
Y'all ain't children. Y'all are young adults, and I love you. Anyway,
you never know. A 7-year-old might be watching this.
You never know. I got little cousins and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say how things have changed so much now with the internet and social media. You can literally brand yourself, and that has just changed the landscape of business and entrepreneurship. You know, it's really cool, but then there's also so much crap out there.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, when I see certain people take off, like as far as status and fame, and you think like, dang, how is it that they're like really blowing up and they don't have anything important to say or anything worthwhile? And I think it's kind of troubling because it's like, well, what is? Because I always think of the youth, I always think of the young adults. I like that's the demographic that I personally feel called to as far as like ministry is concerned. And the stuff that they like and gravitate towards, sometimes a lot of times it's like, y'all, this is trash. Like this person is putting out nothing of substance.
Right.
You know, and I feel like we're in a place and time in the world where people need to see things that have substance, things that will live. I want to make like House of Detail. I want my brand and the things that I put out into the world to live beyond beyond this moment.
You want, yeah. You want them to have meaning and lasting meaning.
For sure.
I feel that. I feel like especially I see it a lot on TikTok where people get their literally 5 seconds of fame. And they blow up for a couple days, and then they're on to a next thing, a next trend. Yeah. And I see, being a youth leader before, I see these kids chasing that and desiring to be viral for 2 seconds. But then I had a video go viral once, but then it's like after that, like no one wanted to mess with me.
Right.
I got a few followers, and then people were starting already unfollowing. But yeah, bro, it's crazy how people are chasing that high for. It's literally a drug.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's literally a drug to go viral and get all those likes, and you feel famous for a couple days.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Even in the smallest sense, like when you post like personal things like on Facebook or Instagram, and you put it out there, and like I turn off my notifications on Instagram intentionally because it was literally the drug. Like how many people
checking
like
it every
how
2
many
seconds?
People, and it's like that's not healthy. That's not why God did not have me to put this artwork out here so that I can reap all the glory from it.
Bro, that's real. That's so real,
but people need to know that, like, don't chase the glory. The glory is God's, like, period. Yeah. You know? Like,
but how would you explain that to someone that doesn't know God?
Yeah.
Because I mean, even I get caught up in checking the likes every few minutes. I don't do notifications on my Instagram either. That's part of the reason. But I still go back to it and see it. I remember I posted that. How's that doing? How many likes? How many comments does that have? But like,
also coming from being a social media coordinator, and I do that too now. So it's like you're used to checking, or how is this post performing? And it becomes like this performance, like, oh, well, that's not doing well. Okay, I need to adjust. And it's like oftentimes the most seasoned thing that you could put out there gets 1 like, gets 5 likes.
Right. I feel like
nobody shares it.
I feel like even like with social media, like specifically, it's like if you're not putting anything worth of shock value or controversial, it's not going to get a lot of love.
Yeah. Yeah. Or sometimes it can be controversial, but in a way that society at large doesn't accept
or like it.
You throw a truth out there, some biblical truths out there, and people reading. They're reading it. I've put some recently, man, I've been so vulnerable. I share my testimony on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Things are out there, and they go against culture. And so it's it's that weird space and time where you really have to, as we know in church, die to self.
Right.
When the world says, live for self, glory in yourself.
Yeah. Quick kind of on the spot question. I kind of alluded to it, but like, how would you explain to someone that the likes and the comments and the attention, it's not that important? Like if I was someone who wasn't a believer, how would you explain that to them in that sense?
Yeah, I guess I would equate it to like having fast food versus having a home cooked meal. Like it's cheap, it comes quick, it tastes good, but it's gonna make you not feel good.
Yeah,
after
you're done eating it.
Yeah. Whereas you could that's the fame monster, like that chase, that high, like even like drugs and porn and all these things that we struggle with as humans. It feels good.
Yeah.
It gives you that high, that rush. But then afterwards, you got to deal with the guilt. You have to deal with the remorse. You have to deal with the seared conscience.
All the repercussions. Because another thing with going viral, getting likes, if you have that 1 5-minute a moment fame, is you're always going to be it's like a drug. I can't stress it. It's literally a drug.
You're
going to be chasing that.
Yeah.
The rest of the way, it's drugs. Like, I didn't get 1,000 likes on this picture this time. Why? And you're
nobody likes me.
Right. You're doubting yourself.
Yeah.
You're getting self-conscious. You're getting insecure about. Yeah. I'm gonna delete the post. It didn't get any likes.
And just think like, I was gonna say 10 years ago, but maybe was social media. It wasn't as big as it was 10 years ago.
Like early 2000s, like MySpace, maybe.
2010. I don't know. Maybe 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it didn't have. Like the things that we see now, they just didn't have the power that they do now. And I always think about kids because they literally live and breathe social media. Like it is their life. Crazy. Like that is the new high school. Social media is, and it can be vicious. And if you're not grounded, I think that's why it's important to be grounded in God, of course, you know, but for people who don't like have a concept of God and relationship with God, it's like, well, what are you grounded in?
Yeah.
Because you got to be grounded in something that will not move, something that will not change, something that is constant, you know, and we know that God is that. So it's like, I just feel sorry if people that are just out there lost, or they you know, they think they know who they are or whatever, and they don't know, and they're lost, and it's just a cycle of.
Yeah, a question I would like ask that I wouldn't even know what their answer would be. Ask a person who isn't a believer is like, what is your identity and like, who are you?
Yeah.
And I actually don't know what they would say. Would it be in like what they wear or what they do?
I can tell you based off of the trends in media, people's identity is in their race. You know, everything I live for and stand on is my blackness.
Okay, yeah.
People's identity is rooted in their sexuality.
Yeah.
Like this is who I am. You know, and you can't convince somebody, well, that's actually what you do. That's not who you are.
Yeah. Big difference.
But then it's like, how do you explain to somebody, no, this is not who you are though. It gets so deep so quick. You know, that's why I think like we need the Holy Spirit when we're engaging with people in the world, because like if he can move on you like he moved on me when I surrendered, like nobody can talk me out of that. I can't be talked out of my faith. I believe in Jesus. I've experienced him, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I want everybody to experience it.
Right. That's so crazy. That's something that I've actually been thinking about a little bit. It's like, where do you put your identity? And going back to that, and you talking about their sexuality, their race, and a lot of people even put it like in what they do. That's like the first thing people ask when we meet. Hey, what's your name? I'm not working right now. I don't have a job, so that's like the second thing people ask me. What's your name? What do you do? Yeah. I'm just chilling, bro.
and there's so much value placed on that. If you don't do anything cool,
that's what I'm saying.
Then it's like, oh, this conversation is dead. Like,
if there's no value to you.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're not valuable. You because you're a human.
You can't do anything for me. So it's like,
that's cool. Especially in a place like LA. Like, oh, what can you do? Like, everybody's like opportunists. You know, It's like, if you can't do anything, if you don't do anything that can help push me to the next level, then you're not valuable.
But it's like that even in the church, bro. Taylor, sorry, I just name dropped. You touching my soundboard.
Oh, sorry.
That's all good. That's cool. My homie, he was telling me at this one church in LA, that it's very much like that. It's very networky. You know, what can you do for me? If I can help you, you help me. Scratch my back, I scratch yours. And if you can't do anything really, it's nice meeting you. Next person.
That's the world we live in.
It's discouraging that stuff even happens in the church, where it's like you don't even want to hold a conversation with someone that's a brother or sister in Christ.
I feel like that's oftentimes why it's so hard to connect with like neighbors and stuff. Like, I think about my neighbors, and you know, if my neighbors needed help, I would help them. Anything, like I gave food and, you know, all that type of stuff during the holidays, and it's almost like they keep a distance because they don't. It's almost like people don't want to be needed for anything, and they don't want somebody else to need them for anything.
Okay.
It's like I think that just goes to the
they want to be independent,
individualistic society that we live in.
Be independent.
Yeah, like we're a village, but everybody is their own village. Like, if you don't live under this roof, then like, please keep your distance type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's very unhealthy, because people are created to relate and to connect and to help each other, and that's what love is all about, you know. But that in our society, I feel like is really broken.
For real, bro.
Which it creates an opportunity for us to show people what that looks like. So it's like really cool that we can actually be in the world and not of the world, and actually show people like, okay, I know you've experienced like brokenness and, you know, trauma, and we all have to some degree.
Yeah.
But here's what being a neighbor looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what being in community looks like.
Yeah.
You know, and then they have the choice, like, oh, okay, I can step up to the plate, or I can just, like, all right, keep your distance.
Right.
I'm cool on that, you know?
Yeah, I feel that for sure. And it's like, it doesn't even have to be about, like, we're Christians, so we automatically think, I got to lead this person to Jesus. It could just be loving them, and, you know, if the opportunity comes where you can talk about Christ. And if it doesn't, what are you going to do after that? Or if it does, what are you going to do after that, after they rejected you want Christ or not? And they say, no, I'm good. Then what are you going to do? Then just, like, do you not exist, or what do you know what I'm saying?
You don't have no value.
I can't talk about you in my small group that I helped lead you to Christ.
Right. So then you just awkwardly ignore them for the rest of the time.
I'm playing, by the way, in case you guys. This podcast, whoever views this, I'm sure it's going to be mostly people that know me and, you know, have some kind of relationship with me.
Oh, sure.
At least in the beginning. Hopefully it blows up and then it'll go out to more people. But if you kind of know me, you're going to get to know me even more, hopefully. And if you don't know me,
I'm looking forward to that.
We out here. Yeah. But yeah, we got like 3 minutes left. Do you have anything you want to bring up? Questions? Anything like that? Topics of discussion?
You know, I just here lately, I've been very fascinated with people and understanding why people think the way they think, why people do the things that they do. I don't know if that's just because I don't know. I love people, you know, but
I think a lot of people out here don't know why they do what they do, though. Like, it's like, I'm just surviving and living in the moment and doing what feels good.
Yeah. I just want to understand. Like, I want to understand people better. Yeah. And I think being in a relationship has taught me that. Empathy. I think that's when, you know, we hear that word in the church all the time. Empathy. But actually, like, understanding it and living it out is a whole nother thing. But I know that being in a relationship with Dominique, and that's why I love her so much, because she shows me how to be empathetic. You know, she's such a caring woman. Her heart is super tender, and she's very sensitive to things that are coming at her, like and so it's like I have to be mindful, but I've also learned how to I'm learning how to empathize. You know, like if I hurt her feelings and she doesn't feel understood or doesn't know or things like that, it's like, man, I really have to, I'm challenged to really dig deep into myself. You know, like, think of a time when you felt like that. Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough because especially women feel so much different emotions than we do and look at things differently than we do. But that's why they're there. They help us to see things that we don't see.
Yeah, they help make us better. Like, literally, she makes me a better man.
That's dope.
For real.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, bro, I think that's it. That's a good place to end it.
Yeah.
Dominique makes Julius a better man. Put it down. Dude, we got to get her on the podcast, actually, too.
Oh, yeah. She'll bring the heat.
Yeah, I know she will. But, yeah, bro, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
This is my first outro. I didn't have anything planned, so thank you for listening. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. Make sure you do all the YouTube things. Like,
subscribe, share, add.
What he said.
House of Detail.
Follow House of Detail. Follow Julius. Leave a comment. Tell him to make some T-shirts.
Yeah, leave some comments. I want to know what y'all think. Like, not of me. I want to know what y'all think of this and what's happening here.
Right.
I think Nick might be on something big.
Hopefully. If you have any if you have any discussion questions you want to add, just throw it in the YouTube comment section, and we'll hopefully get to talk about those. And we'll see you on the next one. Fist bump. COVID. Peace.